hello. The topic today is self-love is required for you to go to your next upgrade. For you to get your next upgrade, you're gonna have some self-love. Real talk. Gotta have some self-love. Good morning. No, Corey, you cannot be in my video. I don't know you, sir. No, no, no. Hey guys, hey. I hope I have everything set up correctly, but thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being so loyal and watching me every morning. But no, you cannot be in my video. Good. Thank you for removing that request. I appreciate it. Good morning, Jahil. How you doing? Listen, guys, let me tell you something. I'm not going to keep you super long. Good morning, Joyce Lomack. Happy birthday. If you see this, happy birthday. And congratulations to all of the Chiefs fans. Congratulations. Y'all came in and y'all won last night. It was a very exciting game. I watched it to the end. I liked the quarterback. He kept saying, finish the game, because I'm going to tell you something. Some incredible stuff can happen in the last minute of a football game. Trust me. But after that last interception, it was a wrap. But it was a very, very good football game. And shout out to the NFL for the introduction of the game ball. That video was so amazing. How they had, I don't know who the little boy is. I'm gonna have to do my research this morning, but how they had the whole thing with him and the kids coming, and they kept telling them, take it to the house, take it to the house. That was so inspirational. I thought about that the whole time. Wasn't too much of a fan of the whole stain on my shirt, do it later, because ain't nobody walking around with no stain on their shirt all day long. So I'm just sorry, Tide Pods. That was a good try, but the commercial didn't really land the way I think you wanted to land, especially not on me. I don't know about y'all, but I was kind of like, okay, let's try something else. But anyway, it was a good game, and I actually watched the football game because I do love football. But one of the main reasons that I watch the Super Bowl is because of the commercials. So I see them try to, bring the frog, try to do relive the frog commercial that was so popular many, many years ago. I think it was back in the 80s. The What's Up? Didn't do right. So my vote goes to the introduction of the game ball. Was the best commercial, the best introduction. I can't think of any of the other commercials, and the Cheetos ones was okay with MC Hammer. I did like that because I'm an MC Hammer fan. I did like that one. So you guys do me a favor this morning. Say good morning, Mesha. Good morning. Say hey to me. Put it in the comments and tell me if you watched the Super Bowl game, which commercial was your favorite commercial? Tell me what commercial was your favorite commercial. If you watched the Super Bowl last night, let me know what commercial was your favorite commercial. So anyway, listen, self-love is required for your next upgrade. Now, I know that's going to hit a lot of you ladies real different because you thought that your next upgrade was going to require a different man, but that's not true. That's not true. And some of you fellas out there who got your ladies that you've been with, and you might feel like she done gained a few pounds, or she not looking as young, and she not as spiffy as she used to be, and she tired because she work all the time. She don't do all this extra stuff, and you think it might be time for you to switch out and it's time for you to upgrade. But let me tell you something. An upgrade requires you to have self-love, and it ain't self-love in the way that you think self-love is going to be defined today, because guess what? It's not my definition of love that we are going by today, and we are going to go by the definition that I've always known to be the definition of what real love is. So in Romans 12, y'all already knew I was going there. You knew I was going there. Okay, listen. It tells us that let love be without dissimulation. Hate that which is evil and cleave to that which is good. Be kind and affection to one another, and brotherly love and honor and preferring one another. Not slothful in business, but fervent in spirit. Let me tell you something. You can go through the entire Bible, and when I tell you everything that you need to know about anything, especially when it comes to business, is right here. It's right here in the Bible. But let me explain something to you. Love is very kind. Love is the type of love that we think that that we're supposed to have, which is a very physical love. It's a love that requires us to think that as long as people are given to us, we're in love. We think that love is a whole lot of things that it's not. But love actually happens to be one of the most selfless. It has less to do with you and more to do with everyone else, because love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it doesn't boast, it's not proud, it does not dishonor others. And I'm going to tell you, this time of day, we do a lot of that, especially in relationship. It's not selfish and it's not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. If you're walking in love with somebody in a relationship, you ain't gonna be easily angered, and it keeps no record of wrong. And I'm gonna stop right there because that's enough to fill you up for the rest of the day. But listen, self-love is required. These things that's right here in this particular verse, for Corinthians 13, 1 Corinthians 13, 4 and 5. I picked this particular verse because it's really important for you to understand this, that not only do you need to display love, genuine love, and I'm gonna tell you why it's hard for a lot of us to display these characters, to be able to exude these characteristics or these traits of love, is because love is not deep seated in us. And it's not because God is not in us, and it's not because we don't have everything that we need, the ingredients, but we don't understand how we're supposed to prioritize those things. I had to personally learn that in order for me to exude and to show the traits of true love, this love that's in 1 Corinthians 13 and 4, I had to first love myself. Let me be very, very clear with you. It is going to be extremely challenging and difficult for you to stay in marriages and relationships if you don't have self-love. A lot of you think that leaving and, oh, well, I got self-love because I won't put up with this. Let me tell you something. Jesus let them beat him. He let them beat him. And I'm not telling you to stay somewhere where you're being beat, but I need you to get a clear understanding of what love is and what love isn't. See, the world's definition of love is totally different from the spiritual biblical definition of love. And you can go across every religion, every one of them, and they're basically going to have the exact same concept of love in the root, in the core of its teachings of love. So let me tell you something why it's so important for you to have self-love for your next upgrade. We're all believing God for our businesses this week. If you're going to be in Brothers, make sure you come to room 202. I will be in room 202 on Saturday and room 202 on Sunday. And on Sunday, I will be teaching leveling up your social media in your salon, how to use your social media in your salon. I'm going to give you some amazing tips. I got some receipts to show y'all because I have proof. I've been doing this for a little bit over 2 years. I can really show you some things. I got testimonies I can share, some things that's going to help you with your business list. And it's okay to go down there and get all the latest hairstyles. And unfortunately, YouTube probably showed you half of them. But the truth of the matter is, come into a business class and get your business on, which is something I always strive to do. And I'm going to do lacing up your cash flow on Saturday. If you're interested, if you still have not jumped into this lace front game, or if you've been in the lace front game, you're having some problems, come on over here. I'm going to show you how to hack up some of those things, some new things that you need to know about laces and wigs and to get you ahead of the game, because you don't want to be just sewing in closures, lace closures and frontals, and that's all you're doing right now, because if so, you're already behind. So come on and get caught up when it comes to doing your lace fronts. Room 202 this Saturday and Sunday at Brothers. But anyway, back to self-love. Self-love is required for you for your next upgrade. Why? Because self-love is going to show you. See, when you begin to love yourself, you'll begin to think about your well-being. You'll begin to think, your mindset will stop looking for the love that we look for in all the wrong places and all the wrong people. Even when it comes to your children and your family, self-love will require you to begin to look at yourself, because the first thing that you're going to realize in the morning is, oh my God, I didn't hear from him. Oh my God, she didn't reply to my text. Oh my God, my kids ain't thinking about me and I'm over here struggling. No, your self-love is going to kick in and say, wait a minute, what did you do for you to make sure you're good? See, there we go right there. What did you do for you to make sure you're good? Your self-love is going to immediately kick in and start thinking about your well-being. You're going to start thinking about, am I eating the right things? Am I exercising? Am I putting people that, hold on, I got to build this up. Am I putting people in the right positions in my life so that I can count on them? Listen, let me tell you something. Self-love will help you move away from codependency and become dependent on you. Number two, that's the second thing that to do. Self-love will teach you how to switch out of that codependency. Switch out of that depending on somebody to provide and to be a security blanket for you. Self-love will move you out of codependency so that your relationship with anybody else, whether it's your job, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your partner, your children, your cat, your dog, whoever, won't dictate the stability in your mental state. We put so much responsibility on people and situations that keep us at peace that the moment that they let us down, we go into a depression. The moment that they let us down and they don't show up the way we need them to show up, then we go off into space. But you can't do that, because guess what? People have their own journey and path to go down. It's not fair to even expect people to be there, because guess what? They have so many shortcomings and things going on inside of them that you're not aware of, that it makes them incapable of loving you the way you deserve to be loved. It doesn't mean they're not loving, but because of their lack of self-love. And let me tell you something, being confident and looking the part on the outside doesn't mean anything on the inside. I can't tell you how many beautiful, strong, professional people I have met. Excuse me, I should be recording this. I cannot tell you how many beautiful, strong, professional people I have personally met over the last 30 years in this industry. I mean, when I look at them, I'm thinking, oh my God, everything, you got it together. You got a nice car, a nice house, the clothes, the wife, the husband, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the children, the money. I look at the bank accounts and on the outside, they look like they got it together, but they're dying on the inside. They are literally dying on the inside. So you cannot look at a person and say, this person, good morning, y'all, that this person is a person that I need to connect with. This is a person that's supposed to be the person to help me. Because the moment that you see somebody in that situation with all that they got going on, let you down, then you mad. You start judging them. But let me tell you something, you don't know what people going through. So stop letting them Gucci bags and them Coach bags and them nice cars and them nice houses fool you, because that doesn't even mean that they have self-love. That you don't know. You don't know until you get in a space where you begin to love yourself, and then you can see clearly. The clearest I've ever seen in my life is when I begin to have self-love. When I opened up my eyes and began to spend time loving myself, it was a lot of things I didn't like about me, but when I began to love myself, that was when everything changed. That was a game changer for me, because I was able to see what it is that I had not even paid attention to. I thought if I put enough makeup on the hair, made sure that I had my credit right, made sure I had this right, make sure I had all these things in order, then I was good. But I wasn't good, because I still wasn't loving myself. So I became codependent on other people to love me. And that love showed up in my life as them always telling me how great I am. Them telling me, oh girl, you got it together. Oh, and you're the person who knows this. You're the go-to person, and you this and you that. And for years, that was what I fed off of. And the moment that they took that away from me, I began to get depressed, sad. My feelings was hurt if I wasn't getting the accolades. And then I was scratching around in my own reserve, trying to figure out how to make myself feel the way they used to make me feel. And that is where your self-love kicks in, because your self-love helps you understand. Even the Bible tells you, don't give no attention to flattery. You read it. It's in the Bible. It's in the Word of God. Number 3, you'll stop looking out and start looking inward and upward. When you begin to love yourself, and listen, I'm telling you something that you need to know. I know this is a Monday, and y'all want to be turned up. We're gonna be turned up in a minute, but you got to understand, in order for you to go to that next level, it's required of you. It is absolutely required of you to understand who you are on the inside. If you don't love you, then you're going to accept whatever version of love anybody else will dish out to you. And that's not a healthy place to be. Y'all make sure y'all tag and share somebody in this video. But when you begin to love yourself, the moment that you begin to love yourself, you begin to start looking inward and upward. That's the only two places that you can start your love walk in. You got to begin to look at yourself. I had to get to a place where I would take off all my wig, my makeup and stuff. And I was like, I love this about myself. I heard somebody say something that was the most incredible thing I ever heard in my life. I sat down with a drunk. Yes, I was at the table and, it was a little event going on. And this man was drunk, was so drunk, Lord, he would toe up from the floor up. But they say a drunk man don't lie. Now, I don't know how much truth is in that. But we were at the table and me, I was sober. But, it's just kind of, we were still having a little dialogue and the conversation was going. And this drunk man said, one thing I love about myself is he said, I have a beautiful mind. And I just looked at him because I know him personally. And some of the things that he think about and the process that he go through to even make a thought is just absolutely, in my book and in my world, ridiculous, outrageous, off. It just is so nothing right. Half the time, it just ain't nothing right about what you're doing because you always end up having to come back with the mistake that you made. But in his own heart, he believed he has a beautiful mind. And so this man, sober-minded or drunk, walks around thinking that his mind is absolutely beautiful, and one of the greatest assets he have. Blew me away. See, here's the thing. It's not required for me to approve why you love yourself. Come through today. It's not required of your mom or your cousin and them to approve why you love yourself. It's not required of them. But why you love yourself have to do everything to do with that one thing or those things that make you feel good about who you are. Now, I do caution you that, of course, with self-love, you begin to take care of your body. You begin to take care of the way you eat. You begin to take care of your temple because your temple is a temple. This is all you got. You just got one temple. You ain't getting no more of these. You begin to do a lot of things. You change a lot of things about yourself. But some of this is out of your control. What you do have control of is what's on the inside of you. You can't always control of what's going to go on with your body. Some people get thyroid, they lose weight, gain weight. They don't have no control of that. You have people with different types of ailments in their body. They don't have no control of that. So you can't base your self-love off of a physical appearance. Let me caution you on that. However, self-love will require you to take care of yourself. But don't base your self-love on how you see yourself in that mirror and how you physically look, because anything can change that at any moment. It's a lot deeper, it's a lot meaningful, and it goes beyond the physical part of you. Number 4, self-love will help you recognize who's supposed to be what to you and what they're supposed to do and where they're going to go. Listen, let me be very clear. One of the things that I love about reading the Word of God is whenever I see how Jesus had a lot of self-love. He was the epitome of self-love. He loved himself. A lot of us think that, he walked this earth because he made all this great sacrifice, because he just loved us so much. Let me tell you something. Jesus loved himself and he loved his Father. He kept telling us, I do my Father's work. The love he had for himself was so great because he knew that if I do this, if I walk and I condition myself to be this man, Jesus, I'm going to go through this, and I already know where it's going, but at the end of the day, I know where I'm going to end up. And the ultimate place for him to be is beside his Father. That right there was his great, that was the one thing that he wanted. And he wanted to share it with us, but he said over and over and over again, I do my Father's work. When you begin to love yourself, you recognize who's supposed to be with you and who's not supposed to be with you, and you become your choice palette. How you choose people, situations, and things become very different. You begin to look at things totally different. You'll begin to put people around you. See, here's the thing. This is something God told me. He said, stop putting people in places that are not capable of doing the things that you need them to do. You try to bring the potential out of people, but people have to truly want to activate that in themselves. So you have to surround yourself and understand exactly who can do what and who ain't going to do what. And you can't be mad at the people that you give the chance to when they don't come through, because you, if you're walking in self-love, the clarity in your eyes will help you see what they can and cannot do. It don't mean that it's not possible, but you have to understand that until they walk in that level of self-love, they're not going to even walk in the passion that pays them. Come on now. They're not even going to walk in an understanding of what they need to do, because their self-love is so low. They don't even understand. They'll do a lot of the actions that look, but a person that's walking in self-love has a very, very clear vision when people don't walk in self-love. See, because you came out of it, you'll be able to see it, and your choice palette will become very different. Instead of looking at a man for money and a sugar daddy, you'll be able to look at men as a way to support situations in your life, in relationships. Instead of looking at women as just the object of sex, you'll be able to look at a woman and understand her nurturing potential, her nurturing capability. And instead of looking at your job as just a check, you begin to understand that your passion is what really pays you. A lot of you don't like to hear that because you've been working your job so long. But when you retire, you still can do. Your passion will pay you. You'll understand. You'll go from thinking that if I take this chance, this might happen. Just like take this chance equals fear. You'll stop thinking about it like that. You'll understand that by stepping out, it'll require you to walk in faith. You'll find that the comfort that you need and the comfort that you look and say, I don't want no drama. I don't want no drama. When you begin to put yourself in a situation, you understand that drama don't come to you when you don't accept it. People can be around doing whatever they want to. The only reason it bothers you is because it's stirring something up in you. Let me repeat that again. The only reason that they drama bother you is because it's stirring something up in you. When you begin to love yourself, they can do what they want to. And you just look at them and just have an understanding where they don't have no self-love. So you'll be able to just look at them and move on, because you don't know that's not even what you do. You don't even entangle yourself in that. Having self-love will give you a peace of mind. People don't disappoint you that easy when you have self-love, because you know what they will do and you have a clear understanding of what they will do even when they don't. Think about Peter. Jesus walked in self-love. He walked in the ultimate level of love. He told Peter, he said, you're going to betray me. He said, you're going to betray me. He said, you're going to betray me. But guess what? Jesus was okay with it because he knew what he was going to do. But he also knew who he was and what he was capable of doing. And he knew he would feel bad about it, but he understood the whole thing. See, the reason that we can't get our relationships on the levels that we needed to do, the reason we can't get these team members to do the things that we want them to do, because we're steady trying to manipulate them. We're trying to dictate it to them. We're trying to have this totalitarian mindset. We want to micromanage and macromanage them. You can't get people to do the things that you want them to do, because you're trying to make them do something that's not in them to do. You're trying to pull them in a place, and it's a struggle for them, and it's making them uneasy. It's keeping them without a peace of mind. But when you get in self-love and you get your own vision clear, you'll be able to clearly select the people that are going to be best for the things that you're trying to get them to do. And even when you know that they're going to fall, you're going to be able to look beyond that fall. So, this person's going to do this and they're going to fall. But when they fall, they're going to come back stronger. See, self-love does a lot of things for us. But until we are able to walk in that self-love, you're not going to be able to have all the success that you want to have in life. Self-love will help you understand and extend beyond your own happiness and get to that deep-seated joy that will carry you through the long relationships, that will carry you through the challenges of life, that will carry you through all those places that happiness can take you. Happiness can't take you everywhere. Let me be very clear. Being happy is only going to make you feel good for this moment. Being happy is only going to touch the top of your joy and your peace. As soon as that happiness is gone, your joy and peace is just gone. You have to begin to get that self-love so that the joy that you need is deep. And once that joy gets stirred up, whether you're happy or not, you got joy. And that joy will touch and embrace that peace. And that peace will be so solid that no matter what go on with you, who do what, who don't do what, you still got that joy of knowing that you have done what you needed to do in your self-love. And you know that God got the rest. That's where your peace comes from. It'll help you understand your own path and what's needed. Jesus knew he was going to get beat. He knew he was going to get beat. Let me say, most of us, we knew he was going to get beat like that, we'd have quit. Oh no. I hear it all the time. Oh, I could never be a slave. I could never do. Oh no, we wouldn't have done it. You know why? Because we don't have that level of self-love. So today, go to Luke 13:33, Matthew 16:21, Matthew 17:22, Mark 8:31. Listen, go look for it, search it yourself, research it yourself. Today, I just want to encourage you to begin your journey of self-love. Stop looking at people that disappoint you all the time. Stop looking at people who hurt your feelings all the time. What they have going on, don't take it personal. Stop taking everything that somebody do and say so personally, because those are the things that are hindering you. Those are the things that you are trying to fix between the two of y'all. That's not even your responsibility to fix. You have to fix you. And what that other person does or does not do, that's something that they have to deal with. In your love walk, it will become very evident to them the things that they need to be trying to work on in order to stay in this place with you. Stop chasing and trying to make situations happen. Start focusing on yourself, and it's very difficult at first because the first thing you think, well, I'm in self-love. I make sure I'm good. I make sure I'm good. Okay. You want to know how you're going to be good? Is when all that stuff that you know surrounded yourself, all them cars and credit cards and credit and money and them friends that you got all around, lose all that. Lose all that, and then show your self-love. That'll show you where you at. Lose it all and done it. The moment that it's all gone, that's when you're going to see how much you love yourself. The moment that it's not there no more, that's when you're going to see how much you love yourself. When you hear all your friends are up, you leave you, all your haters, see, you ain't focusing on your self-love. You focusing on the hurt that happened. You focusing on the disappointment that happens. You focusing on the fear that's going on. You focusing on, well, won't nobody support you? Let me tell you something. People don't owe you nothing. Let me say that one more time. Don't nobody owe you nothing. In this world, nobody owe you nothing, not even your mom and daddy. Because guess what? You'll holler, well, I ain't asked to come here. They didn't either. And they mama and them didn't either. And they mama and them. So we're going to kill that. Then none of us asked to be here, but we're here. And so it's no, good morning, Mama Mula. It's no one's responsibility to be your source of happiness. It's no one's responsibility to be your source of love. You have to be your own source of love. And God put it in each and every one of us to understand how to love ourselves. The moment that you truly begin to love yourselves, you won't get offended. What they do and don't do won't bother you. How they come through and how they don't come through, you'll look at them like, well, they must be dealing with something. You won't rake it to yourself. You'll stop raking it to yourself. It is an insight, exactly. But you know what, Mama Mula? People got to move beyond happiness in these times and days. You better be finding you a real root joy. The joy of the Lord is my strength. Y'all better go a lot deeper, because the things that you have to face in life, especially considering the world that we live in today, you have to get beyond depending on everybody to be there for you, to come through for you. I have dealt with depression before, not as intense as some people, but I have. And what I had to do is realize, whose responsibility is it for me to have happiness and joy? Mine. My happiness and joy can't be pendulum and tangent and connected to the fact of whether you show up at 6 o'clock in the morning for me or not. Whether you share this or not, that can't be my happiness and joy. My happiness and joy is when I get up, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, that God told me to do, and for me. And I'm fine. Because somewhere out there, somebody needed to hear this. It might not be you, your cousin, your mom and them. It's okay. But somebody, even if it's just one person, they might needed to hear this today. And this is my love for myself, knowing what it felt like not having somebody to say these things to me. So start your journey today, February the 3rd. We still at the beginning of this year. We got you have 10 more months, including this one, 11, including this one, to prove to yourself that you love you. And proving to yourself that you love you don't mean you got to be a nasty ass to nobody else. Yes, I said it. It don't mean that you got to be nasty to people. It don't mean that you got to be mean to people. It don't mean that you got to be shady to people. It means none of that. The deeper your self-love goes, the more empathy you begin to have for other people who don't show it. The deeper that I get into the self-love, Lord have mercy, I thank you, God. The more I can look at the exact same people that I used to cry for and cry over and look at them and I say, you know what, I'm just going to pray for them because they really don't love themselves. Because if they truly love themselves, they will be able to recognize real love. We can't see real love. I had a very, very hard time seeing real love because I didn't love myself. And when real love appeared in front of me, I fought it. It didn't look the same. It wasn't acting the way I wanted to act. Y'all know we wanted to be acting, but it wasn't displaying the attributes that I wanted it to display. It didn't embrace me the way that I wanted it to embrace me. And it was at the moment that I realized, I said, you know what? Hold on. Let me rewind this again. And God said, start loving yourself. I'm like, well, I want to be selfish. He said, loving yourself isn't being selfish. Y'all think about our babies, and then I'm gonna close out because I know I went over my time. Think about our kids. Children, when they're born, they love themselves. And they don't care. They cry when they're hungry. When they see something they want, they go for it. They don't have any fear. We teach them how to get out of that level of self-love. And then some of us nurture it in the wrong direction and make them animals. You have to be well balanced to understand how to teach self-love. Self-love has everything to do with you loving you. And the moment that you begin to love you, you'll understand how to love other people. It has nothing to do with cutting people off and being cruel and being cold-hearted and being callous. That's not self-love. That's defenses. That's you becoming defensive and protecting yourself. That's you hiding. Oh, I'm hiding my love. Let me tell you something about love. Love is so strong you can kill it and it won't die. If you worried about somebody hurting you and fragile and your self-love is so fragile that it can be broken, I'm gonna need you to go back to the drawing board. Go back to the drawing board and get a real understanding of what self-love is. You're talking about, well, self-love, I don't want to trust. Listen, self-love don't make you no fool. It don't make you no fool. It don't mean you're gonna go out here and you're gonna give your trust to everybody. Self-love, I told you earlier. Number 4, self-love help you recognize who's supposed to do what and who's supposed to be with you and who gonna do what. Your self-love will make you so keen on the people that are around you, you'll be able to tell them what you know that they're gonna do. And they're gonna be like, oh, I'll never do that. Jesus told him, Peter, you're gonna betray me 3 times before the cock crow. 3 times. He said, you're going to do that. He had self-love. He understood and he's seen things. See, when you ain't in self-love, you get in fear. And you start assuming that people would do this. You just put it, I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody. You walk around here if you want to, not trusting nobody. You got to trust on. You got to trust some people at the bank. You got to trust people that drive your cars. You got to trust people that hold your, well, I ain't going to get into that, but you have to trust somebody. You have to trust somebody, but you need to know how to trust people. That's the key. You need to understand how you're supposed to trust people and not whether you will. You have to trust people on something. Every time you get on the road and drive your car, you have to trust other drivers. Yes, you do. You can drive the fences off if you want to, but you have to trust that they in their right mind that they're going to stay on the other side of that line. You have to trust them. Different levels of trust and different expressions of trust. Get into self-love and it'll help you understand what is going on around you. Listen, I absolutely love you. My name is Mesha Lee. You can follow me across all social media as The Mesha Lee, and you can go to themeshalee.com. If you're an educator or in the beauty industry, or you're a hairstylist, makeup artist, barber, and you need some help, mentorship, I got a new program that I'm kicking off this weekend at Bronner Brothers. So stay tuned. We're getting ready to drop some really cool things down. And for those of you that are not in the beauty industry, you can go to Akachi Beauty Salons, follow my beauty salon. Make sure y'all Google us and give us a great rating on Google. And make sure that you go to YouTube, guys. Everybody that's listening, go to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel. the Mesha Lee. I love you guys, and I will see you all on tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock. Make sure you join me. Tell your mama, your brother, and all them to come on in here and join me, because I'm going to be right here. Listen, that's my playback going on. But anyway, absolutely love you guys. And for those of you that are going to be at Bronner's, I'm ready. Room 202 is about to go down on Saturday. It's going down on Sunday. Room 202 is about to be lit. It's about to go down. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.